inside, baby. Boys in the house. Boys in the house.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is your first time here, I think I'm supposed to... The intro isn't good enough. My name is Amanda. I consider myself a beauty entertainment channel. Recently I've been doing a lot of entertainment, like rants a lot, but I'm filming a beauty video like today and tomorrow. Just my makeup had to get shipped from home, so now I can officially start. But today's video, we're gonna talk about all the new releases that have come out. I think I'm doing it based on the past like month, maybe 3 weeks, whatever. It's the new releases and I'm gonna talk about them, whether I'm gonna buy them, whether I'm not gonna buy them, what I think about them, etc, etc, etc. I have them on my iPad, because you know we're fancy in this bitch, so we're gonna start. The first thing I'm starting with, let me actually make sure I'm going, is this in the correct order? Okay. First thing I'm starting with is the new mcgrath Midnight Sun palette, if that's what it's called. So I recently finally bit the bullet and bought the Mothership 5 palette. Incredible. Absolutely, like it's incredible. There's a reason it's so expensive. It's because it's incredible. And this is my thing. It took me like I think a whole year to buy that palette. A whole year. And it's really, really, really good. Like, it's worth the money, but I personally can't justify spending another $125 on another palette when it's kind of similar a little bit to Jackie Aina's palette. That purple is really intriguing, but I'm like, I think I'm good for now with one palette. I don't need to be just big balling like that. Like, that's not gonna work for me. So that's the first thing. Second thing is another Kathleen Likes collection. Like, can you come up with something else? Like, there's nothing wrong with Kathleen Likes, but like, wait. She said the N-word. Well, there is something wrong with Kathleen Likes. Also, this palette is butt ugly. Anyway, it looks like a Morphe palette, and that is not a compliment. I love when Colourpop does the names of the colors, like how they did for the I Love Sari palette. That was like, it was a little like, like crescent. I like that. This palette is bum ugly, as in booty hole ugly. This color story makes no sense. If I'm being... This palette makes no... I'm gonna put it on the screen. This makes no sense. Like, there is no color story. There is no cohesion. The palette doesn't make any sense. You have greens, blues, purples, that bold, chunky, glitter brown gold thing in this. This doesn't make any sense. This is really giving me some real issues. I think they just threw something together because this looks like no one planned it, and it's disturbing to my very soul and my heart. Moving the fuck on. Ugh. Next is Too Faced. They're coming out with a new gingerbread extra spicy collection. Too Faced is a flop. Too Faced is a flopping brand. Too Faced is not relevant anymore. Too Faced, just like Urban Decay, just like Tarte, brands like that, they're not relevant anymore. The only thing that kept Too Faced relevant was their collaboration with Jackie Aina and their like revamped Born This Way concealer. That is the only thing keeping Too Faced alive, keeping them above water at this point. Like, that Jackie Aina collab resuscitated their brand. Am I gonna lie? No. That Born This Way concealer that everyone uses, because it is really good. They should stick to face products, because their eyeshadow palettes look this. Not who is using this. I don't even think locals would use this, and that because Euphoria happened, so locals aren't even using palettes like this anymore. This is literally offensive to my intelligence, this eyeshadow palette. It's 50 shades of white hard ash. It has, of course, it has to have that pop of color in the bottom right hand corner. This time it's green. Oh, I can't talk about that anymore. Yeah. Next is the new Natasha Denona. It's a holiday palette. I don't know when it's coming out. September 10th. Never mind. That was like 2 days ago, right? It's the Metropolis palette. I've seen this before. Like, I've seen this palette before. I'm trying to remember what brand did it, but like, I've seen this palette before. I have never tried anything Natasha Denona. I buy Pat McGrath before I buy her, like support black businesses, whatever. I might try one of her stuff, but like not this one. It's very like, it's pretty, but I'm getting to a point where it's like I'm not buying things because they're pretty anymore. I had to like train myself to do that, to be like, you don't need to buy things because they're pretty. You need to buy things because you will be able to use them and you will actually enjoy using them. This is just pretty. It looks like they put 2 different palettes and like combined them, like a warm summer one, then a cool tone fall one was like, make a baby. I like it. It's just, no, actually I don't. Never mind. Moving on. Next is the new Melt Cosmetics Radioactive collection. I have yet to try anything from Melt Cosmetics. I had the Gemini palette in my cart when it first came out and it sold out before I could get it, and now I've just been like, do I really need it? Do I really need it? I'm gonna buy it eventually. It's like the Mothership 5. I'm gonna buy it eventually. I don't know when. And I also had their Smokestack, that palette. The marketing for that was so good because that palette is all shimmers with 2 mattes, and I still wanted to buy it. And like, I despise, there's a special place in hell for all shimmer palettes, and I was like, I still want to, it was incredible. It was literally incredible. Anyway, this is the new Radioactive, it's a collection actually, my bad. Rainbow palettes with shimmers is not good. It's just, this just does not look good. It doesn't even swatch well on a white person's arm. Lord knows what to do on my eyes. I mean, it's pretty, but these blush lights are much more interesting than the palette, because I've never seen anything. We've seen like the little like Sephora's like baked eyeshadow like trios that were popular back in like 2014. We've seen stuff like that, but this is pretty unique. I'm not gonna buy it though. I'm absolutely not gonna buy that. Next. Here Colourpop goes again. This is their Burgundy Love. This just came out yesterday. This is ugly. This whole collection is ugly. This whole collection, this burn book thing, this is very cherry emoji Twitter, and like, not in a good way. I think I might get into colored mascara, and Burgundy might be a good place to start, so maybe I'll look at that. But I'm talking about this eyeshadow palette. This is humiliating. This eyeshadow palette, this is humiliating. Colourpop does have a good formula, good ideas, but this is just humiliating. Like, who approved? It's very blah. Here's my thing though. I feel like Colourpop can do blah palettes like this because this would appeal to the everyday makeup user. It doesn't appeal to me because I have probably quadruplicates, that's not a word, of these colors in my collection. Like, I have all these colors. Someone who's like, I want to get a neutral red tone eyeshadow palette would like this. And also Colourpop is cheap enough to where someone would buy this and not feel like they would do better their money. Unlike Too Faced, who's been releasing the same palette since nyma River and still making money off it, I think their brand can't be doing well. It actually can because of the Born This Way foundation and that concealer. But I'm just like brands like Tarte and Too Faced, I'm like, and Urban Decay, I'm like, are your stocks doing okay? Because they can't be. Anyway, this palette is boring. Completely boring. Completely, ugh. Next is Bobbi Brown's Kaleidoscope. I'm not talking about this. This is ugly. It looks like it's all shimmers. Immediate no from me. Also, Bobbi Brown is a very bland brand. Her highlighters, incredible. But this is terrible. I don't need to talk about that. Now the Balm Cosmetics. Y'all remember when the Balm was like everyone used their products? I never got any because they were all too late for me. But they're coming out with 2 new eyeshadow cream. Enough said. Next. Oh, we have Too Faced again. Boring, bland. A Madonna collection. It got worse every single swipe. Madonna has too much cultural influence for this to be her collection. This is giving me very Lady Gaga House of Lab, whatever that horrific Amazon only collection was. This is giving me the same vibes. This is ugly. This is Maybelline quads from 2015 I used in my 8th grade graduation. That's what this is giving me. Terrible. No, this is literally the Maybelline. No, you guys, no, listen. You know Maybelline Chai Latte, that quad that like took over beauty YouTube in like 2014? That's literally what this is. That is what that's what this is. It just has one more color. Or was it a quad? It was 1, 2, 3. Maybe it was 5. I don't remember. Either way, this is ugly, and Madonna has too much influence for. Anyway, moving on. Morphe's coming out with the 3503 that no one asked for. I gave away all my 350 palettes. They're not here. I actually sat back and was thinking of this like a couple days ago. Morphe palettes are not good. They're not good, nor are they good for the price. They're just not good. I was like, what Morphe palette do I Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette is top 3 palettes of all time. That is the exception. That is an incredible palette. Everything else is bad. Everything else is bad. Like, I thought the 35O was a bad palette. I'd never used it. 3502 was better, but it was still bad, so I didn't use it. I didn't even sell it. I literally gave it away to a friend. I was like, I never use this. Take it off my hands. Nobody asked for an 03 because nobody wants 35 variations of tan, brown, gold, and beige. Nobody wants that. I think the makeup community is over really big palettes, and that's what I'll get into this later, but I'll say it in general. People are over really big palettes. Next. Next palette is the Urban Decay Naked Honey. It's ugly. There's nothing else for me to say about this. I don't know why they're still keeping the Naked collection going, even though this isn't Naked. It's like honey. I think Urban Decay needs to do a revamp. It needs to come up with different pans, because their pans are very skinny and small. It doesn't really work anymore. Because people are like doing eyeshadow now. They weren't doing eyeshadow back in like 2014. Now people are like, this is ashy. Like, it looks less ashy than those pictures that came out like a week ago, but it's still not pretty. And I'm wondering how they're using Lizzo as the spokesperson. This wouldn't work on Lizzo's skin. Next. Next is the palette I just bought like an hour ago. It's the Artist Couture Midnight Maven palette. This is what palettes are. Ooh, this is stunning. This palette is stunning. Small palettes that are cohesive, work together, out of the box. That's what makeup brands need to start doing more. We don't need the big 35 pan eyeshadow palettes of beige, brown, and black. We don't need that because nobody wants it. We need small, creatively controlled. Oh, this is stunning. That's history. This is stunning. This is how you do your first eyeshadow palette. This was really well done, and I bought it because it was $29. I'm pretty sure. Like, this is like, I'm gonna put it all over the screen. This is stunning. This is how you do eyeshadow. Then next, this is what I don't know if I'm gonna buy this one. It's the Dominique Cosmetics, what's the thing called? Celestial Storm palette. This is also, I don't own anything by Dominique Cosmetics. I really want to try at least one palette. I'm deciding between, I think, the Lemonade one and this one, which one I want to buy. Her pans seem really big, which is really nice, but I'm liking I'm liking the like 10, 8, 12 pan eyeshadow palettes more than the 15, 30. Nobody wants that anymore. Like, especially if you are a makeup junkie or you're like a beauty influencer, you have so many eyeshadow palettes. Like this, sorry, I have to talk about the palette. The Dominique, both the Artist Couture and the Dominique Cosmetics palettes are very similar. However, I would get both. I'm gonna buy one Dominique Cosmetics palette. I don't know which one it's gonna be yet. If it is this one, I'll still get it even though I have the Artist Couture one, because it's different. It's different enough for me to buy both. In my opinion, it's different enough. It has the same theme, but it's different enough for me to buy both. Yeah, to me it's different enough to, but yeah, it's a little bit lighter. Artist Couture is more rich. But also, I haven't seen a lot of Dominique Cosmetics on dark skinned people. I think Jackie used it in one of her videos, like the berries and cream palette. I don't even like that palette, but I need to see it on darker skin tones before I do anything with that company. So yeah, what I was saying before, this is the last one, the controversial one. This is the Wet n Wild, whatever, the palette with James Charles. James Charles is a mess. Nobody cares. I'm not talking about him in this video. They created a new version of his palette. It's going to do well. It's gonna sell very well because dupes do well. Like, dupe brands do very well. Whatever. People are so freaking stupid. But back to my Morphe palette issue and why no one is buying their palettes anymore, because they're too big. At this point in 2019, if you do eyeshadow, you have a lot of eyeshadow. You don't need a lot more eyeshadow. You don't need a 35 pan eyeshadow palette where you would only use like this little section of it. Like, there's no reason to buy that anymore. If like 3 years ago, like in 2016, I was buying eyeshadow palettes just to buy eyeshadow palettes, like that doesn't exist anymore. That whole culture of just buying eyeshadow palettes just to buy them, like, we have too many. I think like most especially beauty influencers, we have too many. You need to start cutting down and being like, maybe I don't need that. Maybe I can get this smaller 8 pan eyeshadow palette that actually is something I would use like consistently. Because now when I do my makeup, I'm not reaching for these big ass eyeshadow, I'm not reaching for them, because I'm like, why would I use that when I can use the Jackie Aina palette, I can use the Alyssa Edwards ABH palette, I can use the Friendcation palette. Why would I reach for these humongous freaking like laptop size palettes anymore? That's why Morphe's falling off, but that's for a different video. But yeah, this Wet n Wild palette, I'm not gonna get it because I already have the James Charles one. I don't use the James Charles one anymore, and I will make a video on why I think nobody uses that palette anymore. Whatever. I'm not gonna buy it. I think it's cute. I think it's a good idea. I mean, like, stealing off someone, yeah, that sucks, but like, get over it. Get over it. I also don't like James Charles, so I'm like, you know what, whatever. I do understand it's like someone stole your whole idea, but like, it's just a rainbow palette. I don't know. That might be just me though. So yeah, out of all this stuff, most of it is ugly. Most of it is ugly. I liked the Artist Couture palette. I bought it. The Dominique Cosmetics palette I liked. I liked the new Pat McGrath palette. I just personally am not gonna get it. And I kind of like Natasha Denona, but no. That's not worth it. It's not worth that price. So yeah, that's the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.